The god of death has spoken. We're all going to die. A slow, painful death. Okay?
We are going to
Oh,
die!
God damn. Bro, you cannot scream in the mic. No, bro. No. Dang, that was loud as shit.
Oh, sorry. Double is back. 007 is back. Let's go. Let's go.
Bro. Yeah, but please don't shout into the mic, bro. That was loud. Anyway, this who's this guy? I don't even know this guy's name. Okay, but I'm just gonna play this video, and then let it speak for itself because this is one of those ones. Here we go.
Well, if Bitcoin will become the ultimate type of a form of the currency been adopted by human society, I can tell exactly what's going to happen as the worst scenario or the must scenario. We're all going to die. This is not a joke. Well, if Bitcoin...
Oh, jeez.
It's the face he made when he said we're all gonna die.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
He said we're all gonna die.
It's not a joke.
I think his name. I just want to try to pronounce his name. You know what I mean? Before at least before I die, let me try to slaughter his name one time. Kukwang.
Kukwang. Well,
Kukwang.
Well, you were learning Chinese at one point.
I was learning some Mandarin at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think I have some pronunciations down.
Okay.
But here's the thing, man. Let's forget about this Kukwang. Listen, we're all going to die. I agree. We knew that from the time that we came to this life.
Yep.
We're all going to die at some point.
Yep.
But we will not die because of money that is revolutionizing the way we interact with each other.
Not because of Bitcoin.
Not because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, to say that we're all going to die if Bitcoin is successful, I mean, it's absurd. And that is putting it lightly.
Extreme fun to the max.
Because I just want to stay down the path. Bitcoin is a digital currency, right? Which is created and exchanged electronically.
Yup.
I don't see how that is going to bring us to our death. Okay? It's not a physical entity and therefore cannot cause physical destruction. Mr. Kukwang.
Hey, can Bitcoin do that?
Cannot do that. Okay? Now, to add on top of that, Bitcoin has a potential to revolutionize the way we store value. As a matter of fact, it already is revolutionizing the way we store value.
I think that is what they intended by saying we're all going to die. The fact that the elites or the central banks control is gone. Does that mean now that people's freedom equals death for everybody?
No, I think he meant death to the banks.
Death to the banks. They are all going to die.
Yes, because...
Oh, it's assistant director to the International Monetary Institute.
Yeah, so him and his squad, you know,
boom.
Death by Bitcoin. It makes sense now. The video makes sense now. Anyway, listen, man. The idea that Bitcoin could cause global destruction, if that is what he's saying, is absolutely asinine. You know,
it's making sense.
I think at some point when Bitcoin has dragged people down the road so hard, man, they start losing their mind, and this is what it looks like, man. This man, as a professional, got on national TV and said we're all going to die. This is where we are.
This is why they're fighting back, folks. This is why the fight is so extreme. This is the revolution that you need to be part of.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you wake up today, and what you were buying for $1 yesterday is now $1.50. Does that make sense to you? The same. You work so hard to get to $100. Now you need an extra 50 cents to pay for it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That is what they don't want, and that is why they keep pushing all this media, Charlie Munger saying whatever crap is saying, all this big elite saying that no, they don't want you to own or hold your own value. Yeah. Of course they're going to die if Bitcoin wins, because then you own your own freedom, you own your own value.
Listen, this is usually the part where I would say, listen, I don't care, man. If you don't want to buy Bitcoin, don't buy it. If you don't want to learn about it, don't learn about it, man. You are going to be the one who is going to lose out. But the thing is, we're all getting robbed. And as a matter of fact, if we do not get everyone else to get on board with the plan, we're going to keep getting robbed. And I don't want to keep getting robbed because the rest of the squad is not on board. Mm-hmm. This is our chance to change the way we interact with our value as a human race. For the love of God, man. It would be nice if people just took a moment to just pause and try to understand something else other than what they were born into. You cannot be listening to Charlie Munger and his, I mean, this guy, he's 99 years old. But don't worry, we would making a whole video about that one.
You should ask yourself, do you
Yeah.
listen to your 99-year-old
Yeah.
grandpa?
You don't, because so listen, we're all going to die. Yes, we are. But I think your squadron of cronies will be the first in whatever line, by whatever means you discuss here, sir.
Well, we also like to say, man, do you want to die without a fighting chance? Or would you?
That's the thing too. That's the thing too. Because and also let me, there's so much more. Look, man, for these people to come out and say something like this, right? To get to the point where you now tie your death to the success of Bitcoin.
Hey, Monetary Institute,
It
Director
tells
of
us-
International Monetary
Yeah.
Institute.
I don't think there is a much more clear message to tell us that Bitcoin is working as
It's
intended,
on point.
and it is crushing.
It's crushing the institutional
this-
fiat system.
Exactly. And so the more people wake up and realize that, the more we can keep pushing. Because to be just sitting around and talking about Bitcoin like it's this thing that is in a distant era or still in the distant
Like
future.
Ray Dalio will say, it's nothing.
Exactly. Right. So it's not Ethereum we're talking about here, man. They're not upgrade. Well,
That's a whole different video. Let's not go there.
I've jumped to that.
Ah,
video.
pretty money
So-
out of tin here.
Anyway, listen, Mr. Kukwang, I agree we're all going to die, but it's not going to be by Bitcoin.
I'd like to say something though.
Final thoughts. Carry on.
There was a Twitter survey that said, why aren't people buying Bitcoin? And there were several options to select. You know what was 95%? People do not know what money is. I think the moment people understand what money is, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why they're not educating students about what money is in school. Because once they understand what money is, which is the store of your value, you work and you put it in the currency where you can store it to be used at a later time. But then inflation and taxes is chewing away from that, your ability to use it at a later time, or even your access to what you've worked so hard to store, then you don't have control over your money. That means you're a slave. And that education about money is what STAKK is out here trying to get you guys to understand. And Bitcoin is solving that money problem.
A lot of people do not pay attention in math class. So when you say inflation, look, man,
They won't
there's some,
understand what
there is some
inflation
this is why I'm saying this, and I'm not just saying this to roast people, okay? Because I've had this Bitcoin conversation with so many people at this point in time, and I've tried multiple different ways to simplify it. It is becoming a difficulty for me because you simplify something in so many different ways, but then there's a point that you get to where you start asking yourself, why is it that these people don't get it, but I get it? And it's not to say that I'm smarter than anyone else. You see what I'm saying? Because some of these people I've explained this thing to are people with degrees,
PhD, doctors.
and I don't have a
multiple.
degree. You understand? So
You have associate, something.
yeah, no, it does not matter, bro. It does not even freaking count. I don't want any of that freaking garbage, man. Because the capability of my mind is beyond anything that anyone can teach me. It's proof because I'm living it every day. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that you can learn by yourself dude, first of all, to sit there and understand what Bitcoin is and to be able to operate and advance your mind in this ecosystem is a monumental feat because it would push you, it would challenge you to extents that you've never ever been. So I think when I say some people do not pay attention in school, they do not finish the math class, I'm also referring to people because you may have shown up, you may be great at taking tests, but then you never really learned how to
Absorb
learn,
it. Yep.
right? You just learned how to follow and pass tests.
Shippish.
And I think that is possibly one of the biggest things that is stopping people from understanding Bitcoin. Because and look, man, I don't really know how to be too political about certain things. So to try to be politically correct, I just choose to be direct because I don't think that there's time to be trying to soften the blow on anything. It's time for people to wake up and really take the time to understand this. Yeah. Because it would suck if your opponents are falling, but you're not there to take advantage of it. You're supposed to kick your opponents when they're down.
The
They're falling.
opportunistic.
Yes, they're falling right now. But where are you? Still not understanding Bitcoin.
Sleeping.
You're being left in the. I'm done. Let's wrap up the show. Ladies and gentlemen, follow us on. Of course, follow the channel. Like, share, subscribe. Stack here on YouTube. Stack Fin on Twitter. I hear you've been active over there, man.
Hey, we'll be over there and going back and forth. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Nobody's on Facebook except for some scammers. I'm kidding. Follow us on Instagram as well. Stack in, of course, Spotify. Stack. Anything else to add?
I met a neighbor that said to follow us on Instagram the other day.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
You did?
Thank you.
Yo, neighbor, we appreciate you. Okay. Let the rest of these neighbors know that they need to follow us.
Don't
Okay?
die, you know.
Yes.
Go ahead and buy you some Bitcoin.
At some point, I'm going to walk around the neighborhood and knock on doors, man, and ask you guys to subscribe to the channel and follow us on YouTube and like all of our videos. I'll sit there and watch it, all of them, with all of you. Anyway, let's wrap this up, man. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen.